And joining us now is the sheriff of Terrell County, Texas, a place that faces the brunt of illegal immigration. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, welcome to Victory News.
Howdy, thank you for having me.
Sheriff, what's your reaction to Mexico's president demanding the U.S. lift restrictions on Venezuela and Cuba and give billions to Latin American countries if we want him to slow illegal immigration?
You know, it's ludicrous. And the first thing is we don't need to rely on Mexico to secure our own border. We need to do that ourselves. But as y'all mentioned, and as I worked under President Trump's administration, that we need a strong leader in the White House that's going to let Mexico know that, you know, what we need along our border. We don't need to bargain with them. We don't need to take their suggestions. We need a strong leader that's going to either hold their feet to the fire or use other means possible.
Now, Sheriff, how is your illegal immigrant crossing problem there in Terrell County different from other areas of Texas? Because you are, I guess you're halfway, as you said earlier to me off air, between El Paso and San Antonio, so you're basically 300 miles from both cities.
Yes, sir. So what you see happening down in Eagle Pass, what happened in Del Rio, 2 years ago, what's happening in El Paso last week, then you go out to Arizona and San Diego. We don't have asylum seekers. We don't have people looking to surrender for a political relief. What we have out here are people looking to enter the United States illegally, undetected. When we encounter them out in the desert, they typically run from us, or if we interdict them along the highway, what they do is lead us into high-speed pursuit. So it's once we deal with the asylum seekers, we're still going to have our porous, in between the ports of entry border that we have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Now, Sheriff, the courts have put Texas law that would allow the arrest of illegal immigrants by state troopers and state police on hold. How does that affect you and law enforcement along the border there?
To be honest, it's business as usual. We knew this was going to be tied up in the court system, so we're not going to rely on that. I'm not going to sit back and wait for a decision. We're going to continue to support our United States Border Patrol agents here in Sanderson, Texas. We're going to continue to work with our partners at the state level, both Texas Parks and Wildlife game wardens and Texas Department of Public Safety troopers, and do what we do, protect Texans and protect Americans.
And so being the fact that your county, Terrell County, is more remote than most, do the cartels play a role in your border challenges there, Sheriff?
Hey, 100%. There isn't anything that crosses the entire 2,000-mile United States border with Mexico isn't touched by the cartel. So the groups we have out here are mainly Mexican males. We will see some females. We will see some juveniles that are typically accompanied. But again, everything is controlled by the cartel. The coyotes, the polleros, as they're also known as, that are guiding the groups, they work directly for these cartels, and they're the ones that are putting these illegal aliens' lives at risk. Look, let me make one point. Historically, we would have one death a year in this county. The last 3 years, since this administration took over, we've had 37 deaths. And in this, as well, I want to add is that the highest watermark we've had, which was the second year this administration was in presidency, we had a 418% increase compared to fiscal year 2020.
Wow. Now, has Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star program affected your efforts there in Terrell County?
And let me tell you what, whether I was a Border Patrol agent, the patrol agent in charge of the Sanderson Station, or the sheriff now of Terrell County, it has helped us out extremely. We fortunately have been able to hire 2 new deputies within the last month and a half that almost doubled our county positions. And then just the amount of equipment and other resources that we're able to obtain through that. And then I have to mention the actual boots on the ground that are here. Texas Department of Public Safety troopers, Texas Military Forces, and then Texas Parks and Wildlife Game Warden working hand in hand with Border Patrol and helping secure this portion of the border. And
last question, real quickly, I got to ask you, since you're so remote, is there much of a border wall out there at all?
No, sir. Out here, we don't have a border wall. And to be honest with you, much of the Big Bend region, which is about 517 miles for the Big Bend Border Patrol sector, we don't need a border wall out here. We have a God-made barrier with 2,000-foot cliffs down to about 500-foot cliffs. What we need is more manpower and technology. Those are the resources that we need out here to help us with our border security issues.
Sheriff Cleveland, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Stay safe out there.
Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you. You too. Fjord.